You just got a raise. Your paycheck says you're making more money than ever before. You should be celebrating, right? But instead, you're standing in the grocery store, staring at a $7 carton of eggs, wondering how you're going to make it to the end of the month. Sound familiar? You're not crazy, and you're definitely not alone. In 2026, millions of Americans are experiencing something economists call the income expense paradox, earning more money than ever before, while somehow feeling broker than they did 5 years ago. Today, we're going to unpack exactly why your bigger paycheck feels smaller and what's really happening to the American middle class. Stick around, because the truth might surprise you. Section 1. The numbers don't lie. Let's start with the facts. According to recent data, the average American worker's wages have increased by about 20 to 25% since 2020. That sounds great, right? More money in your pocket. But here's the catch. During that same period, the cost of living has skyrocketed even faster. Housing costs up 35 to 40% in many major cities. Groceries? The average family is spending 25 to 30% more at the supermarket. Gas, insurance, healthcare, everything has gotten more expensive. And not just a little more expensive. This is what economists call real wages versus nominal wages. Your nominal wage, the actual number on your paycheck, might be higher, but your real wage, what that money can actually buy, has gone down. It's like running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. You're working harder, running faster, but you're not actually getting anywhere. And this isn't just affecting low-income workers. Middle-class families, professionals, even some high earners are feeling the squeeze. Section 2. The housing crisis. Let's talk about the biggest culprit, housing. For most Americans, housing is their single largest expense, and in 2026, it's absolutely crushing household budgets. If you're trying to buy a home right now, you're facing a perfect storm. First, home prices are still near historic highs in most markets. The median home price in America is hovering around $400,000 to $420,000, compared to about $330,000 in 2020. Second, mortgage rates, while they've come down from their peak, are still significantly higher than the 3% rates people enjoyed during the pandemic. We're talking 6 to 7% for many buyers. Here's what that means in real terms. A home that would have cost you $1,500 a month in 2020 now costs you $2,800 to $3,000 a month. Same house, almost double the payment. But it's not just home buyers who are struggling. Renters are getting hammered too. Average rent has increased by 20 to 30% in many cities since 2020. That studio apartment that used to cost $1,200, now it's $1,600. And landlords aren't exactly handing out raises to match. So even if you got a 20% raise over the past few years, and your rent went up 30%, you're actually worse off than before. Section 3. The grocery store shock. Now let's walk into the grocery store, where the sticker shock is real. Remember when you could feed a family of 4 for $100 a week? Those days are gone. Food prices have surged for a bunch of reasons. Supply chain disruptions, climate change affecting crop yields, higher transportation costs, and yes, some good old-fashioned corporate profit-taking. A dozen eggs that cost $1.50 in 2020? Now $4 to $7 depending on where you live. Ground beef? Up 25 to 30%. That bag of chips you mindlessly throw in your cart? It's not only more expensive, it's also smaller, what economists call shrinkflation. The average American family is now spending $250 to $300 per week on groceries. And that's for people shopping smart, using coupons, buying store brands. When your grocery bill alone eats up 15 to 20% of your take-home pay, that raise you got starts to feel pretty meaningless. Section 4, the hidden costs. But wait, there's more. Because housing and food are just the beginning. Car insurance has increased by an average of 20 to 25% over the past few years. If you're a young driver or live in certain states, you might be paying $200 to $300 a month just to legally drive your car. Healthcare costs continue their relentless climb. Even if you have insurance through your employer, Deductibles and copays are higher than ever. A simple doctor's visit can cost you $100 to $200 out of pocket. Childcare? Don't even get me started. Parents are paying $1,500 to $2,500 per month per child in many areas. That's literally a second mortgage for many families. And then there are all those little subscriptions that add up. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, your gym membership, cloud storage, that meditation app you forgot you were paying for. Individually, they're small. Together, you're looking at $100 to $200 a month easily. The result? Even with a higher salary, Americans are saving less. The personal savings rate has dropped significantly. Credit card debt has hit record highs. People are living paycheck to paycheck at income levels that used to be considered comfortable. Section 5. The psychological toll. Here's what the statistics don't capture. The emotional weight of all this. There's a real psychological impact when you're working hard, doing everything right, and still feeling like you're falling behind. People are experiencing what researchers call financial anxiety at unprecedented levels, even among those who are objectively middle or upper middle class. You see your parents' generation talk about buying their first home in their 20s, affording college without massive debt, supporting a family on one income, and you think, what am I doing wrong? The answer is, probably nothing. You're not failing. The system has changed. The American dream used to promise that if you worked hard, you'd get ahead. Now, for many people, working hard just means you get to stay in place. And social media makes it worse. Everyone's posting their wins, their vacations, their new cars. You're scrolling through, wondering how everyone else is affording this lifestyle while you're eating ramen to save money. Meanwhile, the wealth gap keeps growing. The richest Americans have seen their wealth explode while everyone else is fighting over the scraps. So what can you do about all this? First, know that you're not alone and you're not imagining it. The struggle is real and it's structural. On a personal level, budget ruthlessly. Track every expense. Look for ways to cut costs without sacrificing quality of life. Maybe that means cooking more at home, finding free entertainment, or negotiating your bills. Build an emergency fund even if it's just $20 a week. Financial cushion equals peace of mind. Consider side hustles or passive income if you have the time and energy. Though honestly, people shouldn't have to work multiple jobs just to survive. But more importantly, this is a systemic issue that requires systemic solutions. Vote for policies that address housing affordability, healthcare costs, and wage growth. Support candidates who understand these struggles. Have conversations about money with friends and family. The more we normalize talking about financial stress, the less isolated we all feel. If this video resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below telling me, what's the one cost that's hit your budget the hardest? Is it rent, groceries, gas? Let's keep this conversation going because change starts with awareness. Thanks for watching, and remember, your worth isn't determined by your bank account. Keep fighting, keep hoping, and keep demanding better. I'll see you in the next one.